wait a second. We have $19 trillion in debt. We have people out of work. We have ISIS and Al-Qaeda attacking us. And we're talking about fantasy football? Can we stop? Stop. Seriously. How about this? How about we get the government to do what they're supposed to be doing? Secure our borders, protect our people, and support American values and American families. Enough on fantasy football. Let people play. Who cares?
He's so like me. He so plays like 9 leagues and just wants everybody to leave it alone. Anyway, that was Chris Christie going off on the moderators. As Rick said during the break, they could have smiled wrong at that point and they were going to be attacked, and rightly so, people would say. We bring back Tim Graham of the Media Research Council, still with us. So, Tim, let me re-ask my question, hopefully in a much more condensed version. Big ratings for these debates means big business, but there is a journalism aspect to this where if you ask substantive questions that actually you have to talk about policy and taxes and numbers, might not resonate as well with mainstream people, just kind of casual folks tuning in. Do you think that the sensational part is overtaking the substance in an effort just to drum up the food fights and therefore the ratings?
Well, again, you can get a sensationalistic answer or fight on policy. These people have dramatic differences in some of these issues on policy. I don't buy that the kind of insults we heard last night were a good rating strategy. The people who tuned in to watch this debate did not tune into this debate to watch their favorite candidate be kicked in the butt. That's not what they tuned in for.
Tim, how much would you...
I don't think you can say there was a business reason to be the way they were. I think to the audience it became much more obvious that these were questions asked because the moderators were not Republicans and they're interested in making these candidates look bad. I think that's the way most viewers saw this debate.
I'll buy that with John Harwood, certainly, no question about that. But I'm just wondering in terms of... Well, Rick, why don't you take the next question? I know you wanted to.
All right. Well, I'm just curious what you think about this, Tim. I actually said at the beginning of the show, I think last night was a write-off. Nobody learned much of anything. But there is one thing that I think could come of it that would be good. The moderators, I think all agree, went so far over the line that maybe this will set the stage for moderators in future debates on both sides to be a little more careful, a little more studious, and a little more substantive in their questions. You think there's any hope of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it, again, is they just need to withdraw a little bit. You know, Brent Bozell, when we were watching the debates in 2012, he liked Jim Lehrer and he liked Bob Schieffer because on some level they knew the debate was not about them. And that's where Harwood and these people fail, is they get in there and they fight and they spar and they yell and they think that they're the stars of the show. And what they're supposed to be doing is facilitating a discussion that's not about them. And that's what they're failing to do. And you can do substance, and you can serve the people well, and you might even make an entertaining program without being a jerk.
Hey, Tim, how much does this fall to Reince Priebus as far as vetting a guy like Harwood? Should never been near a moderator table. We knew what he was going in terms of leaning left. And just in general vetting, how much of this does this fall to Priebus?
I think he was probably thinking this is the most conservative channel that Comcast has.
Right.
That's not much of a measurement. You could have had a CNBC debate and said, we're going to let Larry Kudlow moderate it, and you would have had something closer to sort of what I think Priebus thought he was going to get. Yes, well, you don't make Harwood the main moderator if you want it to be a moderate show.
But he was only one of the moderators, and wouldn't you guys all agree that there's nothing wrong with having somebody who leans left as one of the moderators, as long as they're reasonable and, by the way, respectful.
And a counterbalance, though.
Yeah.
But no, you need a counterbalance as well.
Well, yeah, but presuming one of the other two would have been.
Right.
I don't know if they were or not.
No, I think they're pretty much down the middle. Go ahead, Tim. We got about 10 seconds.
The real CNBC watchers in my office thought that Quintanilla and Becky Quick were more biased and sensationalistic than usual.
Interesting.
That's interesting indeed. Well, our thanks to Tim Graham, Media Research Council, for joining us tonight. Thanks again, Tim. Okay, very good. Last word, Gail Trotter. Do you think a solution is that we should start putting reporters, newspaper reporters, and not pundits in these positions?
I think so. I think that the pundits have their own agenda that they start with, and it's a real problem, and this should be eliminated, and Reince Priebus holds responsibility.
Those guys were reporters.
Yeah. All of them have They're been
They're
pundits.
TV
pundits, right?
personalities more than anything else. I'm talking about hard news TV
Yes.
reporters. Anyway, how would you like to be featured on Newsmax TV? Go to newsmaxtv.com/talkback and record a 60-second video message to be used on the air. More Daily Wrap in a moment.